Hello and welcome to Sunday Stretch for today. My name is Tanya Leek with EmBODY WELL and I welcome you. I am so excited to be here today. This is the beginning of my birthday week, so I love to celebrate my born day. And thank you for joining me and celebrating with me. So, here we're really going to explore our comfortable seat positions and really kind of move through a couple of those so that you start to not only stretch in the hips and the legs and lift up through the spine, but also that you start to explore some of the positions that will best support you in meditation. All right, so let's just go ahead and just kind of start getting into our body, kind of shaking things out, maybe doing a quick scan, see how you feel in your arms, your legs, your shoulders, definitely the spine, the hips. Just kind of see where there may be any tension in the feet. They support you all day, every day if you're standing. So you might want to get in there. And from here, we're going to go ahead and sit down. Let's go ahead and sit to the side. I'm going to take one of the sort of easiest positions for most people, which is just going to be sort of a staff pose Dandasana for those who do yoga. And I'm just going to kind of shift from side to side, just kind of feeling what those sit bones feel like, and just kind of rock, kind of soothing rock. And then come to the center. And I want you to really think about flattening from the sit bones up to the tailbone. That tailbone is nice and flat. You're not leaning back or falling back. You're not leaning forward. It is coming straight up out of the ground. The spine is looking long. Think of those channels beside the spine, getting a nice flow through the center channel of the spine. Again, extending that line all the way up through the neck into the top of the head, like there's a string pulling you long and tall. Relax the shoulders down. The palms can be on the thighs, or you can place one palm in another face up. And you're just sitting nice and tall. Knees facing the ceiling. Belly lifted. And again, if you want, you can kind of work through the feet a little bit, maybe on one side, kind of rotate in the ankle, and then reverse the direction. While you're staying nice and stable in the rest of the body. And let's go with the other foot. That should feel really good because you're really focusing on the ankle. And then reverse the direction. And then just point the feet. So reach the toes beyond the legs, and then pull the toes up, reach the toes for the forehead. Again, slowly work through the feet to point and reach the toes, stretching the tops of the feet and back. Breathing. And you can always do this if it's uncomfortable for you to sort of hold this position nice and strong for a while, then you can do this against a wall to get the same benefits. So again, that's always an option. So just now alternating, so point, point, flex one foot, flex the other. Point, point, flex, flex, point, point, flex, flex, point, point, flex. So getting the circulation going. Now just release the feet and just wobble them a little bit. So just rock them side to side, just watching those toes almost like little needles. And all right, now from here, you've been sitting nice and long. So what you want to do is we're going to take a little stretch out in the spine. We're going to squeeze out, bring out that spine by turning the shoulders and the head, and then reaching those arms out in front, across the body, and behind you. So really just turning the torso to the front, keeping the spine long. Give me an inhale, draw up nice and long in the spine, and then exhale, twist a little bit more. Look behind you a little bit more, but stay long and tall. And come back to center. Find that center position. It feels almost like a relaxation when you do that. All right, same thing, turn. This time turn to the other side. Now remember, each side is different. Reach, palm into, crossing the legs, palms into the calf, or beside the knee. Other palm open behind you. And inhale. Exhale. Twist a little bit more. And come back to center again. Palms can sit on the tops of the knees. Again, pull those shoulders back and down. Open the chest. Palms can be up, on top of one another, or just on the thighs. Let's explore with the hands a little bit. You can also bring them to prayer position here. At the heart center, fingertips touching, thumbs touching. Maybe even a little pressure there. That sea of tranquility just there between the middle of the chest. And just feel what it feels like. Drop the chin. Keep the shoulders open and back. So feel that stretch. And then bring it all the way back. Again, only moving through the neck. And come to neutral. Right there in the middle. Find the middle. Again, forward. Back. Find the middle. And you can do that when you're up against the wall, but you can always come forward and then just find that sort of middle range, which you can always use the wall for. That's another great thing about doing it against the wall. See if you can sit up a little taller, a little longer. Bring the feet up into a flex position. And now just shake the legs. Just kind of thump them against the ground. All right, release. Okay, so we're gonna come down, all the way down. You can grab the back of the thighs. And we're just gonna find the position. We're gonna do a little Baddha Konasana. So we're gonna have a little bound ankle. So we're gonna bring the soles of the feet together. We're gonna start down. So butterfly, also known as. So really just letting the hips open up. This should feel good, especially after kind of really keeping those hips together for that previous position. So again, just relax. Find the heels together. Find the toes meeting. Relaxing the pelvis. Push through the pelvic floor to really just let go. And if this is too intense for you, go ahead and put some pillows maybe underneath the outer thighs, just to give you a little bit of support. But otherwise, just continue to feel the opening happen. Breathe. And then what we're going to do is we're going to come up slowly. So I want you to go ahead and bring the elbows underneath you, elbows underneath the shoulders, and just let the legs continue to unwind. I want you to think of, don't just sort of sink into the shoulders. Pull the shoulders back. Open the chest. Open the chin. Don't just settle the chin down. And just, again, let those legs fall open. So really stretching out of the hips. So again, if you need pillows underneath the outer thighs, go ahead and do that, or even under the knees. It'll relieve a little bit of the intensity. And again, this is really about, again, our work today, play today is going to be about exploring the seat, opening, and go ahead and come all the way up. And this is where you really need to find out where your best position is for your feet. So if you push up, pull that back again, long like we had it before, and then you feel as if you can't remove your arms and stay long, then go ahead and push those heels out to where you feel comfortable. Again, it's about finding a comfortable seat with your feet together, your back long. If you pull it in and you fall back, that's too close for you. And again, that might change over time. But again, you can put your arms on the knees, palms up. You can bring the hands together, palms up, one on top of the other. So find, again, the position. You can even put the palms right on the knees. So just feel what this feels like. You can even rock the knees a little bit. And maybe you can do a little rock in the sit bones. And we're going to do the same thing. You can go ahead and grab those ankles. And from where your feet are, I want you to pull forward. Again, the belly is coming first. You're not coming down from the head. You're keeping that long spine and coming forward. Now, again, everyone has a different range of motion in here. But push that lower back down. So you're really pushing through the belly between the legs. And then come back. Keep the spine long still. And you use that core. And then come to center. So find the center. So remember, we're going forward and back to really find the center. But keeping that same, so we're like a needle. The needle comes forward, but the needle stays straight. Take a breath there. So you're stretching out in the inner thighs, stretching across the hips, and back. You can grab those knees, which again, you want to stay open in the chest. You don't want to arch. You want to keep the belly firm so that that spine stays nice and neutral. And then you come to center. And again, center actually feels quite good after those two more strength requiring positions. And let's go one more time. Forward. Again, pushing into the belly. Pushing between the legs so you feel the stretch. And back. Releasing the pelvic floor, try to really use the abdominals there, and then center. And go ahead and just let the ear fall to the shoulder, side to side. And come back to whatever hand position you chose. And then let's find the prayer position again. close your eyes. Again, think long and tall. Energized and relaxed. And from here, we're also going to do a twist. So we're going to do the same thing. You're going to turn your shoulders, cross the arm, other arm behind you, and twist. Again, inhale tall. Exhale. Twist a little bit more. And come back to center. And next, we're going to feel a lot looser. So turn the shoulders, cross the arm, outside the thigh, and twist. Again, inhale, sit up tall. And exhale, twist a little bit more. Feel the inner thigh opening, relaxing the legs. And return to center. Breathe there. So again, we're exploring the different seating positions and finding our comfortable seat, whatever's comfortable for you. So we're going to go ahead and go into cross-legged so that the feet are right underneath the knees. You're crossed at the shins. This is usually the most comfortable for most people. And again, think long and straight, up from through the tailbone, from the ground, through the tailbone, up through the spine. So again, hands can be palms up on the knees. They can be hand on hand in the center. Whatever feels good to you. Now note which of your legs is in front. We will be switching. So take a breath. And again, relaxing the legs, relaxing the pelvis. You can close your eyes or you can sort of open them and just let your gaze slowly move downward. And we're going to go towards the front leg with a twist. And the same thing. Arm behind you, arm in front, helping you, supporting you, and twisting. Again, inhale up. And exhale, release and twist further. So really getting into that spine. And come back to center. All right, we're going to go forward and back. So you can, again, sort of draw onto the calves and come forward. Again, belly forward. You should feel a stretch now in the outer hips, outer thigh. Pull those shoulders down. Keep the spine long. Push that lower back down by drawing the belly forward. And again, hold and back. Again, keeping it long, thinking of really drawing a line from the hips up to the top of the head, and then come to center. Breathe there. Again, forward. Try to go a little further, maybe. A little more stretch. Back. And up. Sitting tall on those sit bones. Kind of rock onto them. Feel them right underneath you, supporting you. And forward. And back. And up. All right, so we are going to switch legs. So whatever leg is in front, take that leg and put it on the bottom behind the other leg. And again, find those feet right under the knees. And again, just feel which one, how do they feel? Is one easier to sit tall? Is there more pressure on the ankle on one? This is all about body awareness. And we're gonna go ahead and twist as we did before, but this time towards the other leg, towards that front leg, top leg. And inhale. Exhale. Twist a little more. And hold. Release the shoulders down. And let's come back to center. Palms up. Palms at prayer position. Sitting tall. Close your eyes if you like, or again, a downward gaze. Just allowing yourself to naturally breathe. Just looking for more depth with your breath. Allowing all the old stale air to release. Making room for, on your next inhale, that fresh, nourishing air. And hands down on the shin, and here we go, forward. Again, push that lower back down. Draw the shoulders back. And back. And middle. Sit taller in the middle. And forward. And back. And center. And forward. And back. And center. And release. Palms up on the knees or top of one another in the center. All right. Okay, so let's go ahead and lay down. You can grab behind the legs. Let yourself down gently. Stretch the legs out, stretch the hips out, stretch the arms up. Breathe in and out. Let the belly expand. And then release. And let the arms down by the sides, palms down. Turn one palm up. Take a breath. Other palm up. Take another breath. And let's turn over. So we're going to turn over onto our bellies. Put the hands beside the face, palms down. Face down. First, just stretch out the tops of the feet. So really just kind of let them relax. Push in. Try to even them up. You can go ahead and spread the legs about hip width apart. The feet. Relax the shoulders. Relax the body. Relax the legs. And go ahead and bring the shoulders, the hands beside the shoulders. Let's go ahead and push up. We're going to come back, pushing the hips back to the heels. And go ahead and spread the feet so they're the same width. Should feel slightly different than when the toes are touching one another. Bring the hands beside the feet, palms up. Ooh. Let the back stretch, which I just got a nice little opening. Now again, hands beside the shoulders, push up, and I want you to go ahead and rock in the legs. Come forward slightly. Again, keep that back straight as you can. Keeping the posture. Just kind of stretching out the legs in this position. Come up slightly. Go ahead and sort of move some of that calf to the side and then sit back. And lean forward. Your hands can be back or right by the knees. And back. Again, back means coming up to neutral. And forward. Bowing forward. And back. Really drawing the shoulders back. And this time coming forward, really keeping that back flat. So only going as far as you can keep it flat, not letting this back curve. And up. So again, that needle. Forward. And up. Again, you want to be where the heels are slightly outside of the hips. So you're almost sitting down into the ground. And you may touch the ground, or you may be slightly above. And you can always put some sort of something between your legs or just under your hips to give you a little more support. Over, up, find that straight posture. Again, you're stretching out the tops of the feet. You're stretching out the quads, the tops of the thighs. Up. Trying to settle a little further in. Down. Up. We're going to do one more. Down. And up. And if you like, you can come out of this position. Otherwise, you can try to pull those knees together. Not all the way, but just where you can feel yourself sitting down into those legs, really opening up, again, the tops of the feet, really pushing those toes down. You can even push into them with the hands. And sitting up tall. Stretching across the top of the legs. And with that, we're going to come up, off, and come to our hands and knees. Again, you can continue to push the tops of the foot into the ground. Push those hands into the ground. Rotate outwardly the arms. And go ahead and curve the back. And arch the back. And curve the back. Arch. Really find that tail lift, head lift, shoulders lift away so the neck stays long. And 2 more times. Down, drop the head, drop the tail. Up. Down. Up. And just to release in the hips, arms forward, and push the hips forward. Again, tops of the feet still on the ground. Opening up the hips, front of the torso, pulling the shoulders down, away from the ears. And come on back, bring the arms back, bring the hips back. And again, you can rock in the hips a little bit. And let's go ahead and come up. This time out, go ahead and flex since you've been stretching out the tops of the feet. Stretch the feet. Really push the balls of the feet towards the floor. We're going to lift, but I want you to keep those knees bent and bring the torso back. And then go ahead and keep the torso, keep pulling towards the legs and stretch the legs, stretch the heels down. Breathe. Come back the way you went down. So knees bend first towards the belly, towards the torso. And then we relax down. Release the tops of the feet. Inhale, tops of the feet down. Exhale back. And inhale and release through the exhale. Same thing, return, knees first, in, onto the balls of the feet. And then release. And release the tops. All right, walk your hands back to the knees. Come on up to the small of the back. Push the hips forward. Open the chin, but keep the back of the neck long. Stretch. Pull those elbows back so that you're stretching across the chest. Lift the rib cage. And again, pushing the hips forward. Trying to keep the hips on top of the knees. Drawing the shoulders back and down. And releasing into child's pose. Breathing there. You're going to do that one more time. Up. Hands into the knees. Hands on the lower back. So again, keep those hips right above. You're not angling back. you're stretching forward. And elbows open, chest open, ribcage lifting. And release. Wow, that release feels so good. And let's come up for our final seated position, which I'm gonna let you choose. So it can either be just a standard cross-legged. This is not comfortable for you. The legs can come out. If you want to find a deeper position, you can bring those heels closer to the pelvis. And in that way, you're kind of really sort of minimizing the space between the heels and your alternative is also to go ahead and put one foot up on the inner thigh and the other. And here, let's just sit. So again, find your comfortable seat. It could be reverse legs, whatever feels comfortable to you. But wherever you are, maintaining that posture, lifting, sitting tall, breathing, palms in receptive position, up, open, shoulders relaxed down, neck long, spine long. Finding your breath. Connecting inward, closing the eyes or casting the eyes downward. Allowing you to turn in, reflect on your intention for this week. My intention is to have a good birthday and enjoy the gifts and the blessings that I've been given. So what is your intention for this week? And how will you follow through on it? What action will you take? What's that next step? So with hands in prayer position, let's take a little breath. And thank you. Have a wonderful week. We'll be off next week for the birthday week, but I will be back for Thanksgiving week to allow you to, but you'll always have plenty of recordings to choose from. So we'll hope to see you then. In the meantime, this has been Tanya Leek with Sunday Stretch. Thanks for joining.